Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So potentially now, in my opinion, as things stand, I think potentially, Solskjaer should get the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, as I've just currently said, in my current Tottenham Manchester United reaction, as I currently said. So potentially now 6 wins out of 6, 17 goals scored for Manchester United, 3 clean sheets now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But you can see the difference in the team, as we all currently know under Solskjaer. There's fact a lot of vast improvements in the team, as we all currently know, playing more direct, more forward thinking, creating more chances. And I did say, the likes of Marcus Rashford, who scored today, who scored in his 3 previous games. I think, before today as well. Marcus Rashford's more effective in the middle, as well. Because, he operates himself very, very well centrally, when he's playing centrally. I think Paul Pogba's getting the freedom, to express himself, very, very well as well. But we're playing more direct, more forward thinking. I think potentially, Pogba's getting the freedom to express himself. I think the front, I think the front players, also, potentially, getting the freedom, to change, closer together, as we all know, making runs in behind, getting passes in behind, as we did show today, especially in that first half, away at Tottenham, as we all know. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't rest on his levels. He's got that winning mentality, he's got that attacking philosophy. He's brought, he's got us playing the Manchester United way, we used to play under Alex Ferguson, as we all know, after 27 years of great success under Ferguson. I think this team can become potentially a replica of what the team achieved and did under Alex Ferguson, as we all currently know. I think Martial's fantastic on that left-hand side. I think he's very influential. I think he's good in wide positions, and I think he creates that width very, very well. So, as I did potentially say too, I think Martial's, operates better on the left. I think Rashford's better in the middle because he operates fantastically well centrally, and I think potentially, Lingard, did very, very well on that right today against Tottenham, as I currently said. But Paul Pogba's been scoring goals, been providing, as we all currently know, he got the assist today for Marcus goal of the game. What a piece of brilliance it was from Paul Pogba. Lovely, lovely through ball to find Rashford. And Rashford, got great pace. He causes, problems for the defence. And I think, today, especially in the first half, we made their defensive line look, their centre backs, look exposed, well, with the pace of likes of Martial and Marcus Rashford and Paul Pogba and all that as well. Because we have got a lot of potentially quality players up front. So there is quality in our attack of the pitch, as we all know. But when Rashford received that ball, he had a lot to do still, and it was a lovely, lovely finish, from Marcus Rashford. And you can tell that he's got the confidence back in the team, he's got the motivation back in the team, and he has got the winning mentality. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we're looking energetic, we're getting bodies in decent positions, we're creating more chances. When you and as I said as well, we're getting fullbacks high up the pitch as well. Central defenders are galloping higher up the pitch as well. And I have noticed, when one of the potential players have got the ball, he sees the 15-20 yard ahead of him, as we all currently know, and that's the difference, And obviously Solskjaer's going with a system as well that currently suits the players. That's also a difference as well. He knows his best 11, as he did say. Solskjaer was going to give everybody the chance. He was going to rotate, as he did say. He's going to, including the youth, and I think the young players are going to grow and develop under Solskjaer, and I think this team's going to flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I did say to you guys, I still think these key areas where we do need to strengthen up. But now 3 clean sheets, now under Solskjaer, 6 wins out of 6. This is, I think this is Solskjaer's the first manager, to win his first 6 games ever. So potentially now he has beaten Sir Matt Busby's record as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. But it's just a total different team, as we all know. Now we're winning games, we're creating chances, getting bodies in decent positions. Solskjaer's getting the chance. Solskjaer's getting the best out of the players. The players are getting the best out of Solskjaer, because as Solskjaer did demand, he wants the team to go out there and express themselves, get them enjoying playing football again. And we are doing that because we are showing, a good attacking football. As passing's improved, we look a lot sharper on the ball, we're quicker on the ball, and that's what it's going to be like, because potentially Solskjaer did make a lot of changes today, as we all currently know. Obviously, Bailly was suspended. Chris Smalling and Rojo were injured. So Phil Jones and Victor Lindelof came in at centre-back, as centre-back partnership, as we all know. Ashley Young came in at right-back. Luke Shaw played at left-back, as we all know, because Ashley Young's our first choice right-back. Luke Shaw's our first choice left-back, as we all know. Potentially, obviously, reverted back to the midfield 3, that look effective under Solskjaer, which is Herrera, Matic and Paul Pogba, as we all know. On the front 3 of Martial on the left, Rashford centrally, and Lingard on the right-hand side as well. So potentially, I think that is, the best team, to go with, as we all know. So potentially, the difference is, obviously, I knew he wasn't going to start Lukaku today, even though he scored in his 3 previous games, before the Tottenham game, Romelu Lukaku, when he's been struggling this season. Obviously, Sanchez as well has got pace, as we all know, but he struggled to make an impact this season. But Sanchez obviously was injured today, so he wasn't going to potentially start anywhere, as well could know. But when I can see a difference. So when you've got Sanchez on, say we've got Sanchez on the pitch, you've got Lukaku on the pitch, you've got Mata on the pitch, and or say you start Fellaini, that's when we do look very very slow, as we all know. So you put them players in the squad, we look very very slow. There's not much tempo to his game, as we all know, and obviously them likes of Fellaini and Lukaku and the likes of Sanchez and Mata can't cope with the pacey players and the pace of the likes of Martial and Marcus Rashford and all that, and that is potentially the difference. As I said, and to me, they are fringe players, as we all currently know. But I think we look very, very good with the likes of Martial and Rashford and Lingard because that pace is up front. They create chances, the finishing's very, very good, and they are very, very fast players, as I currently said. But when you've got Lukaku in there, he was very, very slow, and I have reservations about him. Sanchez has got pace, but he's failed to make an impact. When you've got Fellaini, who's very, very static and slow, just like Matic is slow as well, but it's just dramatically, improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and to be quite honest with you, he's very, very improved. His distribution's improved. He's getting forward more. He's demanding Matic, as we all know, and I think we're playing more direct, more forward thinking, and this is the attacking football, that we do want to see, that we saw under Alex Ferguson, as we all know. But I thought the first half was a very, very good performance. We had a couple of chances in the first half. We were exposing Tottenham's, centre-backs, with the pace of Martial, Lingard, and Rashford, and all that in the first half. So potentially we was on top in the first half, to be quite honest with you. But we had been training, midweek in Dubai, as we all currently said. We had 4. We were working hard, as Solskjaer confirmed. We had 4 good days, in training in Dubai, as he did confirm. He laid some principles down, as he did confirm. But Tottenham also played midweek against Chelsea as well. But potentially, guys, as I said, second half was a total different performance. David De Gea, what absolutely fantastic indeed. Man of the match, David De Gea. I think he produced 11 saves in that second half, did David De Gea, as we all know, because Tottenham created chances left, right and centre, in the second half. They had chances through, Harry Kane, they had chances through Dele Alli, they had chances through Kieran Trippier. They had chances left, right and centre in that second half. Tottenham potentially, people I know will say if we'd had a different goalkeeper in net, we would have potentially lost today. Even I'll admit this as a United fan, we would have lost today if we'd have potentially, had a, different keeper in that, because Tottenham have got quality up front. They have got a lot of good players in that team, and they have got a lot of good young players, that are good in, wide positions, and that are good in the attacking third of the pitch, such as Harry Kane, as we all currently know. And potentially second half, we was hanging on in there, but there again, Pogba had 3 good chances in the second half. He got the assist today for Rashford's goal, but Pogba obviously could have scored today in the second half because he had 3 great chances, in the second half for us as well. But yeah, we did hang on in there in that second half. Tottenham, Sissoko came off in the first half with an injury. I think, as I currently said, but, Solskjaer brought some substitutions on in the second half. As I currently said, he brought, Diego Dalot in, 19 years of age. It was good to see him come on the pitch. He brought Romelu Lukaku on, as I said. He's a player that can make an impact, from the substitute bench, but I don't think he's a player, a first-team option that can play, from the start, because I don't think he complements the likes of Martial, Rashford, Lingard, them pacey players, because as I did say, potentially Lukaku hasn't got any pace about his game, but as I did say, Lukaku came on anywhere. Diego Dalot came on, and Scott McTominay came on, who actually was very, very disappointing against Reading last week as well. But we did see the game out. Massive, massive win for us, as I currently said. 3 points now again. Now we're level on points with Arsenal. We're just 6 points behind top 4 now, as I currently said. And potentially, top 4 is still on, as we all know. Top 4 is definitely still on, as we all know. We're 6 points behind it. That's our target this season, is to get the top 4, because potentially we want to be in Champions League football next season, as we all know. But as I did say, I think Solskjaer's got the confidence, he's got the winning mentality, he knows about the team, because he was a great player for 11 years, as we all currently know, from 1996 to 2007. And as I did say, he's worked some of these players in the reserve team, and watch them grow and develop. As we all know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scored in 1999 final as well, and he hasn't had that. He's only had a bit of managerial experience before he's come to United. He didn't do so good with Cardiff. He won 2 Norwegian titles with Molde, but since he's come to United, he's done absolutely fantastic indeed. 6 wins out of 6. 17 goals scored. He's getting the best out of the players. Playing to the potential level, as we all know, and that's what we all want to see. As I currently said, but hopefully he can get us back up there competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, as we all know. And I think Solskjaer should get the job on a full-time basis, as I currently said. And we know other managers' names have been potentially mentioned. I still think potentially there's still certain areas in our squad that do need improving. I think one of the key areas is that we need a strong central defender. We need a defensive midfielder that's fast and tenacious, and we potentially need we need someone on the right hand side because, as I did say, guys, all our attack is coming from the left, as we all currently know. So I still think there's key areas we really need to strengthen up, but there has been so much fast improvements in the team. There has been so much fast improvements in the team, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, as I currently said, and we're getting the glimpse of the Fergie days. The glory days are returning now, as I currently said. Potentially, since Ferguson, left in 2013, we've been playing catch up for like 5 years, as we all know. One mistake Ferguson made, we recommended David Moyes, and I think he only recommended him in because he was both Scottish and he was an avid manager, never proven winner, as we all know. And he brought Fellaini and Mata, and Juan Mata was a good sign, to be quite fair. Obviously, we're in talks of securing him a new deal. Fellaini, I don't see how he fits in this new regime at Man United. I think he will be going. Reportedly, said AC Milan have been interested in him. And then obviously, when Moyes left, Van Gaal came in. He got players in. Players went, and there's still some players even Louis Van Gaal there because we thought, obviously, Van Gaal at the time we thought he's got the big club arrogance because he had the good philosophy of Bayern Munich and that, but it didn't work out under him, and he killed our style of play. And then Mourinho, it didn't work out under Mourinho, even though he won 2 trophies. 3 trophies you want to count the Community Shield in his first season. As we all know, he spent £400 million on players, as we all know. And, he had disputes with the players, especially Paul Pogba. He had disputes with the board. He wasn't getting back last summer for for some of the signings he wanted to get into the club, as we all know. And he lasted, 2.5 years, at Manchester United, or was it 3 years, or whatever. But now, things have changed around, as we all know, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. He's changed the whole philosophy at Manchester United. He understands the philosophy, and he's got us playing the United way, the attacking football that we used to see back in the Alex Ferguson days. And I think, somewhere along the line, we will win the Premier League again. We haven't won it since 2013, as we all know. We haven't won many trophies since Ferguson left, as we all know. We won the FA Cup under Van Gaal and, 2 trophies under Jose Mourinho, as I currently said. But I do think, I'm adamant we can get the top 4 this season. It's good now that we're level on points with Arsenal, as I currently said, and this is a big, big win because we haven't had a good record against Tottenham. The last 3 visits there, we've lost. I think in the league, we lost early on in the season to them at Old Trafford by 3-0, as well. Couldn't know, but I did know it was going to be a tight game today. I knew it was going to be end-to-end football, as I currently said, because we've got quality up front. Tottenham have got good players as well. But the difference is today, Tottenham just, Tottenham's finishing, they just wasn't clinical enough in the attacking third of the pitch because they didn't take the chances, because De Gea is just absolutely fantastic indeed. He's potentially, the best goalkeeper in the world. He made 11 saves in the second half. Did David De Gea? I think he had to make a couple in the first half. As well, did David De Gea, but as I did say, great result for us. As I currently said, I haven't actually watched Solskjaer's, post-match interview, as I said, but Solskjaer's been confirming that he does want to take the job on a full-time basis. He's confirmed. He said it's unlikely Man United will make any signings in January. In this January window, he said it's unlikely. He said he doesn't expect United, to make any signings in this January window, even though potentially he's going to be having discussions with Ed Woodward about this window, and potentially Ed Woodward has got a few potential targets he wants to get into the club because we've still got players, that are coming to the end of the contracts, as we all know. So we've got to think about contract renewals, as we all currently know, in the process. But I still think, these players that are going to leave Manchester United. But as I did confirm to you, we all know potentially, that the club is still recruiting to get a full-time manager, and we're still recruiting, to get the director of football into the club, as I currently said. But as I did say, we know Pochettino's his number 1 target. It's been Ed Woodward's number 1 target, but recent reports have been coming out. Danny Lever's been ruthless, and he's been very, very ruthless. He's Danny Lever, and he's standing firm that he's basically not willing to let Pochettino leave Tottenham Hotspur, as that's potentially, being confirmed. And I think Pochettino's got strong reservations, about potentially, leaving Tottenham, as I currently said, because I think he's very, very happy with Tottenham. He's Pochettino. I currently said he's very, very happy with Tottenham. He understands the Premier League. He understands the philosophy. His use of young players is very, very good. He's Micho Pochettino, and potentially, he has been Ed Woodward's number 1 choice. Potentially, Tottenham have still got a new stadium, they are waiting for. He's been at Tottenham now 5 years as Pochettino. He's managed Tottenham 5 years. He's only spent £50 million since 2014. But I think, in my opinion, Tottenham have got a good side, but they do need a couple of signings in there. are going to be potentially title contenders, and they are still in the mix, and they missed the opportunity today, to go second in the table, above Manchester City, as we all currently know. But as I did say, he's managed 250 odd games now for Tottenham. As I said, he's still looking to win his first major honour as manager as Pochettino, and he has been managing, since 2009 as Pochettino. I think he's won over 100 games for Tottenham, as I currently said. But yeah, he has heavily been linked with the move to Manchester United at the end of the season. A few managers' names have been mentioned, but I just love Solskjaer to get the job on a full-time basis. And if this carries on, we get the right results, and we keep performing like this, I think he definitely will, and especially if we win the FA Cup potentially. I think we've got a great chance of winning the FA Cup this season. I don't think we'll win the Champions League because I still think we need a couple of signings in there. Don't totally rule us out for the Champions League, but I don't think we'll win that. There's too many, very good teams in that competition, as we all currently know. But as I did currently say, Pochettino's is number one, but as I did say, we know there's been talks of Zinedine Zidane coming in as well. He's got a great managerial CV. He's never played or managed in the Premier League, as we all know, Zinedine Zidane, as we all know, but he's got a great managerial CV. Real Madrid have had problems since he's departed. He's been, obviously, he's got a great manager's CV. He's obviously, being linked with a move to Old Trafford. He hasn't been his number one target, as we all know. But as I currently said, I think he's destined to come and manage in the Premier League. Is Zinedine Zidane, as we all know from his own perspective. But obviously, Pochettino still remains number one. But as I did say to you guys, potentially, now we fear potentially, Pochettino probably won't come to Manchester United at the end of the season. Gareth Southgate has reportedly been added onto our managerial shortlist, as I currently said, but I have strong reservations about that. But potentially, I don't think the club would recommend him in anywhere, Gareth Southgate. And a lot of United fans, laugh this off, as I currently said, because he has never managed at the top level. He's only, managed once at club level, and that was Middlesbrough for 3 years. Gareth Southgate, as we all know, he is age 48 now. Reportedly, he's been linked with a Manchester United job now. That it's unlikely that Pochettino, will come in at the end of the season. What Danny Levy, the current Tottenham chairman, has currently said regarding him. And obviously, Pochettino's got a 5-year deal to do with Tottenham. Well, he signed it last summer, this 5-year deal. And even if Man United were to offer in the excess of 50 million, Danny Levy won't let him go. But yeah, this Gareth Southgate has reportedly been mentioned. He progressed England to the semi-finals in last year's World Cup in 2018, and last year's World Cup in 2018, and potentially signed a new contract, last October with them. So he's under contract with them till 2022. He's Gareth Southgate. As a player, he played for Palace. He won the First Division Championship with Palace, and with Villa and Middlesbrough, he played for Villa and Middlesbrough in his playing career. He won the League Cup, with Villa and Middlesbrough. He played in a couple of finals as well. He played in the FA Cup final with Villa in 2000. He played in 2006 UEFA Cup final with Middlesbrough as well. And potentially, I think, as a player, he made 57 appearances, for the England national team. Potentially played in I think he played in the 1998, World Cup, 1996 and 2000 European Championships as well for England, as a player, did Gareth Southgate. But as I did say, he managed Middlesbrough for 3 years, for 2006, 2009. I think he made over 500 appearances in his playing career. I think he stepped down his playing career at just at the age of 35. Did Southgate. This is just some of the stats I'm telling you about him, which I've already obviously told you anyway. But I wouldn't want him to come to Manchester United. Definitely not, and that would be a mistake. If we did recommend him in to come into fulfill the managerial role on a full-time basis, that would be a mistake. As I currently said, and that's what a lot of United fans will think. But he's managed England under 21s, as well for 3 years, and now he's managing the England national team, as we all currently know. But he has been mentioned. He was mentioned yesterday. Sky Sports reported on it. That potentially, his name has been mentioned as well. But I want to keep Solskjaer on the job on a full-time basis. He understands the philosophy. He knows about Manchester United because he was a great player under the Alex Ferguson, reign for absolutely years. We had 11 great years out of him. He grew and developed, and he flourished very well. So I think Solskjaer should get the job on a full-time basis because he's doing very well so far. And he knows what he's doing. He shows that winning mentality. He shows that inspiration. He doesn't rest on his laurels, as we all know. And he's tactically getting it right. He knows his best team, as we all currently know. And this is something Jose Mourinho didn't know, as we all currently know. Rashford wasn't, when Mourinho was here, he wasn't playing Rashford enough. And Rashford should be first choice always. He wasn't playing Rashford enough, Pogba wasn't getting enough game time, and you know what I mean? So it was just very bad under Jose Mourinho, as we all currently know. But I did say, I still think now players could leave. Fred, as I did say, he hasn't getting a lot of game time this season. As Fred, as we all know, we paid £12 million for him last summer. You know, he needs more game time to get playing to his potential level. You know, Pereira there as well, Andres Pereira. You know, we haven't come to agreements on a new contract with him yet. You know, there's been rumours Andres Pereira leaving, you know, Manchester United as well. But yeah, we were worthy winners today. We won by 1-0. As I currently said. Second half, you know, thanks David De Gea. You know, you've got to praise De Gea, give him all my credit. You know, best keeper in the world. And potentially, if we'd have had someone else in that net today, we would have lost because Kane could have had an hat-trick in the second half, or 4 goals even. Dele Alli could have had 2 of his own. Kieran Trippier could have had a goal to his name as well. The amount of chances they created and had in the second half, Tottenham as well, but they didn't put them away. We were more clinical in the final third, and that is the current difference, as we all currently know, as I said. But yeah, good result for Manchester United, as I currently said. So we go to Brighton next at Old Trafford, and then I think it's Arsenal in the Cup, which is going to be another tester for us, as I did say, even though regarding, you know, Arsenal have got a lot of problems of their own, as I said. But more things, we'll update you on a bit of Arsenal's news and Chelsea news while I'm on this video as well. Potentially to update you on a bit of Arsenal's news, as I currently said. Obviously, they've got a lot of problems. You know, Stan Kroenke's not spending into their club, as we all currently know, so a lot of Arsenal fans wanting him out. But this is Umre's first season with Arsenal Football Club, as we all know. Potentially, this could piss Arsenal fans off as well, because essentially he has confirmed that Arsenal can only afford loan signings in this January window. So he's ruled out Arsenal making any permanent signings. He's ruled out making a permanent move for Danny Suarez, which is a potential Arsenal target, as we all know. But potentially it's only his first season. He did go on a 22-match unbeaten run early on the season, did him, in Arsenal Football Club, as we all know. But potentially they know where their problems lie. They've got a lot of injury problems. You know, they've got players leaving as well. And obviously, you know, Ozil, he's hardly played this season. He's been in and out of the team. He's been missing key games, as we all know, as Mesut Ozil, as I currently said, he's been missing key games. And potentially his future's still uncertain with Arsenal Football Club. As we all know, he's been injured early on in the season. Arsenal know Ramsey's leaving. And obviously, as Umremme has confirmed, the 2 key areas he wants to strengthen up in that Arsenal squad is, you know, the central defensive position, and he wants to strengthen his wing position as well. Does Umremme, you know, in the Arsenal team as well. No, but as I did say, you know, when Ivan Gazidis left, and when Arsene Wenger left, you know, after 22 years of managing with Arsenal, they left that club in a total state. They left that club in a total state because, as we all know, Arsenal have not been getting the right amount of funds to spend on players that they currently want. They haven't been getting the right amount of money to spend, as I currently just said, on players that they want. This is why potentially they haven't been challenging up there, Arsenal, because they haven't been backing the manager enough. They haven't been getting the right amount of, you know, funds, you know, to spend on current players they want. But we know a few potential Arsenal targets, as we all know. So potentially, you know, as it has confirmed today in the media, Aaron Ramsey is going to be undergoing his medical, in London, you know, for him to join Juventus, reportedly, according to the Italian press. But reportedly, they know Aaron Ramsey's leaving. But the press reported today, it suggested out that Arsenal demanding that they want around an £18 million fee for Aaron Ramsey if he is to leave for Juventus in this January transfer window. So they're planning to make a £13 million profit, because obviously Arsenal paid £5 million for him from Cardiff, as we all know. But he did say he was going to be undergoing his medical today, because he has agreed to join Juventus, as we all know. It's his preferred option, as we all know, because he's already agreed a 5-year deal with Juventus, worth £36 million. £140,000 a week and about 7.2 million a season. So potentially he's going to be the second highest paid player at Juventus. Is Aaron Ramsey, just behind Cristiano Ronaldo, as well. Reports from the Italian press, reports from the Italian press reported the other day, well, yesterday I think it was, that Juventus are willing to offer Med Hibernatia in exchange for Aaron Ramsey. So reportedly did say Juventus willing, you know, to offer Med Hibernatia to Arsenal, so Juventus can get Aaron Ramsey this month, reportedly, as I currently said. And that's what it said, you know, according to the media. But Aaron Ramsey's been a very, very good servant. You know, he's been playing for Arsenal for 10 years, as we all know. He's made over 300 other appearances, you know, in all competitions. He's a very, very good box-to-box midfielder, as we all know. He's been very, very crucial for Arsenal over the years. You know, as I said, he's been at Arsenal 10 years. He's grown and developed very, very well. And he's a good box-to-box midfielder, is Aaron Ramsey. But obviously, he's going to be leaving. As Arsenal know, he's won 3 FA Cups as well. Scored in 2 of the finals. Did Aaron Ramsey as well. But very, very good player. As I currently said, I think the Juventus will get the best out of him. But Juventus have got a plan. Where he'd fit best in the team. As we all know. But as I did say, Arsenal blatantly told him he's not getting a new contract. But potentially, yeah. Whether he joins in the summer to Juventus when his contract expires, or whether he joins in his January window. So this is what Juventus want to do. They want to somewhere along the line try and convince Arsenal to let him go in this January window. But reportedly, he said Arsenal demanding an £18 million fee, and reportedly Juventus are willing to offer one of their players in exchange. So Aaron Ramsey makes the move to Juventus in this January transfer window. As we all know, but we know Arsenal are potentially in that market, to try and find a replacement, as we all know. But potentially, we know one of the key targets Arsenal's has been the 25-year-old Denis Suarez, as we all know. So potentially Arsenal won't be buying in this January window because obviously Umremre has obviously confirmed potentially. Umremre has confirmed they're only going to be making loan signings because he did say they can only afford loan signings in this January window. But potentially Denis Suarez has been mentioned. He's been heavily linked with a move to the Emirates. Denis Suarez, versatility is good. He can play on the left, he can play on the right. He can play through the mid, he can play centrally as well. So potentially, from Arsenal's perspective, if they do somewhere along the line come to an agreement with Barcelona, hope potentially that he does hit the ground running for Arsenal. As we all know, because he's previously, worked with Umremre, in the past as well. So he's keen on reuniting with him because potentially worked for him when he was on loan at Sevilla. Did Umremre when Denis Suarez was on loan at Sevilla, as we all clearly know. But as I did say, Arsenal have been in negotiations with the current players' representatives. They've been negotiating about a 14-15 million deal. As we all know, but potentially Arsenal are keen on getting him on loan. Barcelona at one point were playing hardball. Now they seem to soften the stance because they want to cash in on the player. But reportedly, the Barcelona president got involved, had negotiations with Arsenal, and Arsenal. Well, this Barcelona president confirmed. He's promised Denis Suarez a move to Arsenal this month. But as I did say, potentially Barcelona have softened the stance. But as I did say, Arsenal are potentially inquiring of getting him on loan. Are inquiring of getting him on loan, to see how he performs in the Arsenal team, and then may make the deal permanent in the summer. But Barcelona may only go along with this if there's a clause included in the deal to make the deal permanent in the summer, as we all know. So we know potentially Denis Suarez has been heavily linked with a move to the Emirates, as we all know. Potentially another Arsenal target has who else has been an Arsenal target? Yannick Carrasco has been a potential Arsenal target as well. Reportedly, from that player's perspective, he's willing to offer a cut deal from Arsenal. Potentially, the salary he's earning a year and the salary a week he's earning, Arsenal cannot match that, as I could have said. But reportedly, he's willing to offer a cut deal. Arsenal have been linked to him. He's a winger. He's 25. He's Belgium. He's a player. He currently plays in China, as we all know, for Delaney Fanga. Does his play, as we all know. Former Atletico Madrid player. He spent 2.5 years at Atletico Madrid. Began his career with Monaco as well. Did he play in his youth career? Well, he began his senior career in Monaco, but he played for Genk in his youth career when he was a lot younger in his prime, as we all know. But he's a winger, as I said, and that's one of the areas he wants to strengthen up in. But reportedly, they have been interested in Yannick Carrasco as well. So they have got a few potential targets, Arsenal, who they are potentially interested in. We know they've been keeping track on that Ever Banega as well. He's been mentioned in the press quite a few times as well. And obviously, Umremre has had experience of working with Ever Banega as well. He's worked with him twice. He worked with him at Valencia when he was young in his prime. I think he played 162 times. Worked with him when he was at Sevilla as well. And now this is his second spell at Sevilla. He's Ever Banega, as we all know. He had one season with Inter Milan as well. Didn't he, as we all know? I think he's got around an 18 million release clause in his deal. He's 30 years of age, an attacking midfielder. He is Argentinian, as I said, but Arsenal have been inquiring about getting a loan deal over the line for Ever Banega. So he's been a potential Arsenal target, as we all know. But, Arsenal have got a lot of problems in their club, as we all currently know, that do need addressing. So they need to back the manager more because it is only his first season, don't forget. So obviously Arsenal's target this season is to get in the top 4, to invest more money, to attract more players in, as we all currently know, guys. So So yeah, so that's potentially, Arsenal's news to update you with. There's still no Ozil's future's uncertain with the club as well. They've got injury problems, as we all currently know, and I think they do need a central defender at the Arsenal. But I think, they have got a good players in their team. They've got Lacazette and Aubameyang, that are delivering the goods for them very, very well. Aubameyang was poor against West Ham, and Arsenal were poor against West Ham until they brought, Torreira on and, Ramsey, who made the impact when they came on. But they were very, very poor against West Ham, as I could have said, and West Ham were worthy winners in that game. But Arsenal did nothing until they brought them two key substitutions on, as I currently said. But Arsenal have got a lot of problems, as I currently said. But yeah, that's Arsenal's news update. To give you a bit of an update now on Chelsea's transfer news that are going on, we'll give you a bit of an update on Chelsea's news because more things is reportedly updated in the press. So potentially, Sarri is looking to bolster his squad up, as we all know, because he wants someone in that front line to replace Alvaro Morata, as he has confirmed. I think he wants a central defender, as we all know, because it looks like David Luiz is going to be going. David Luiz's contract, I think his contract's up in the summer, is David Luiz, and obviously Gary Cahill looks like he could be going because Fulham, of course, have been linked with Gary Cahill. Obviously, Fabregas has already left, so he want a replacement for Fabregas as well. And potentially Eden Hazard's future still uncertain. Callum Hudson could be leaving, so he'll want replacements. Will Sarri, as we all know. So potentially last summer they got Jorginho, 57 million. Sarri's confirmed he'll struggle on his own. Will Jorginho without Fabregas alongside him? So potentially he wants to replace Fabregas, and they got Kepa for 72 million pounds last summer. Did Chelsea? That was a world record fee for the goalkeeper there, wasn't it? But yeah. So potentially we know got Sarri's main priority target, as we all currently know, is Gonzalo Higuain. He's been potentially Sarri's main priority target. So Chelsea have been heavily linked to him. Chelsea have been in negotiations with Juventus and AC Milan because obviously Gonzalo Higuain is on loan at AC Milan, and AC Milan had to pay a fee of £16 million to get him on loan. Recent reports have just stemmed from the Italian press that reportedly, and we know that there's been talks of Gonzalo Higuain and Alvaro Morata as a potential swap deal. Reportedly, the narrative's been going on about that for the last month or so now, of what I've been seeing about it, in the press. But reportedly, latest reports have stemmed from the Italian press that Juventus have reportedly rejected Chelsea's offer of a swap deal, with Morata and Gonzalo Higuain. So potentially, reportedly, Juventus have reportedly turned this down of Morata and Gonzalo Higuain a potential swap deal, as we all know, because potentially reports were coming out the other day saying about Gonzalo Higuain. The Spanish press reported he agreed personal terms with Chelsea. From the player's perspective, he wanted to make the move to Chelsea. Gonzalo Higuain, as he potentially confirmed, but potentially more talks were going on in the process as Gonzalo Higuain's agent and brother were in London to negotiate, with Sarri about him potentially making a move to Stamford Bridge, Gonzalo Higuain. But reportedly, the Chelsea director has a lot of reservations about paying £30 million for players that are out of the prime and that, are in the 30s. And Gonzalo Higuain is 31 years of age. So reportedly, the Chelsea board and the Chelsea director, has concerns about this as well. But Sarri is obviously keen on reuniting, with Gonzalo Higuain, as we all know. And I think he does want to make the move to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea be in negotiations of getting him on loan and then potentially probably making the deal permanent in the summer, which would potentially cost Chelsea around in the region of £30 million, to get Gonzalo Higuain. But I think he'd be a great addition to Chelsea's team. He'd lead their lines very, very well. He'd guarantee them goals. He hasn't done so well with AC Milan, to be quite honest with you, as Gonzalo Higuain. But as I did say, a very, very good player when he was young in his prime. He was great at Real Madrid had 6 good years. He had 3 good years with Napoli, got 36 goals in one season, brought the Serie A records, as we all know. He had 2 good years with Juventus as well. Juventus paid around £75 million for him, I think, as well, Gonzalo Higuain. And now he's potentially, on loan with AC Milan, but we know he's been potentially Chelsea's main priority target. And, Sarri's keen on getting the player in because he'll think he'll dramatically improve them. He'll guarantee them goals and he'll lead the lines fantastically well, as we all know. But oddly, Juventus have rejected, Alvaro Morata and, Gonzalo Higuain is a potential swap deal. So reportedly this has been rejected. But we know Morata's going to be leaving Chelsea. Chelsea are keen to sanction him off on loan. And now there's a host of clubs that are interested in Alvaro Morata. So we know AC Milan have reportedly been interested in him. Barcelona have reportedly been interested in him as well because they want to bolster their front line as well. been in negotiations. Sevilla have also been interested because Morata's agent's previously been in discussion with the Sevilla representatives as well. So there's been a host of clubs that have been interested in taking Morata out on loan, as we all currently know. But the latest team now to reportedly be interested in Alvaro Morata, reportedly. Well, I think he actually said he was keen on the move to Barcelona, to be quite honest, he was Morata, because he feels unsettled at Chelsea. He's no longer Sarri's number one choice in the Chelsea squad. As we all know, recently in the Premier League, he's been playing Eden Hazard as a false number 9 up front on his own, as we all currently know. But as I said, reportedly the latest team to be interested in is Bayern Munich, as we all currently know. Bayern Munich have been interested in a few players, they want to get a few young players, in their team, because they have got quite a few aging up players, in their team of Bayern Munich. As I said, they've also attracted Callum Hudson as well from Chelsea, but reportedly they've showed an interest in Alvaro Morata. This is the latest team to be interested in. They're keen on getting Morata on loan, but according to one report I've just actually read in the media, it actually suggested out Bayern Munich are keen on getting him on loan, but it said reportedly Chelsea could demand that they want a £3 million fee for him, and plus they reportedly want half of his £140,000 a week wages, he's currently receiving. That's what the demanding that they'd want from Bayern Munich if he was to go to Bayern Munich on loan, Alvaro Morata. But as I did say, he hasn't lived to expectations levels, at Stamford Bridge, as we all know, as Chelsea, expected him to do, because considering that he's in his mid-20s now, he was good when he was young in his prime, he spent most of his playing career with Real Madrid, as we all know, did Morata, and he had 2 good years, in Italy with Juventus as well, did Morata, but Chelsea paid £60 million for him in 2017, as we all know, and he hasn't lived to expectation levels at Stamford Bridge, Alvaro Morata. So I think potentially, Morata is definitely on his way out. Definitely, there's a host of clubs that are linked with him, and Barcelona also linked with him as well. But potentially, Chelsea have also been keeping track of Icardi as well. And he's a very, very good prolific goal scorer. He's Icardi as well. He's, potentially him and Gonzalo Higuain are both prolific goal scorers, as we all know. But obviously, Icardi's younger than Gonzalo Higuain, as we all know. He's scored loads and loads of goals as Icardi, just like Gonzalo Higuain has. I think Gonzalo Higuain scored over 200 odd goals in his playing career so far. Icardi's scored 130 odd in his playing career as well, so he's still a proven goal scorer. He's a good, efficient finisher, but the majority of his 100 odd goals he scored have come at Inter Milan, as we all know. Icardi's is Inter Milan's 9th highest top goal scorer of all time. Is Icardi. As we all currently know, but he's a very, very good player. He's Icardi. I think he's got around the 99 or is it 100 million release clause, Icardi as well. But reportedly, Chelsea have been monitoring Icardi as well. But I think potentially, he will be staying at Inter Milan, to be quite honest with you. But we know Sarri's main priority target is Gonzalo Higuain, as we all currently know. And as I did say, Bayern Munich, also, linked with Callum Hudson. As we all know, Bayern Munich are heavily linked with him. Reports from the German press was saying that potentially Bayern Munich had put a fourth bidding in the region, reportedly with 35 million. That's what Chelsea value him at, because he's only 18 years of age. He's got a year and a half left in his contract. He's very young in his prime. He hasn't been getting the first team football in the Premier League, this season as Callum Hudson. So he hasn't really had the opportunities. He hasn't been given the chance, to establish himself as Callum Hudson, as we all currently know. And Bayern Munich are keen on getting him, as I said, because he hasn't been a regular for Chelsea this season as Callum Hudson. But Bayern Munich heavily linked with him. Chelsea have turned down 3 previous bids, as I currently said, for Callum Hudson, as we all currently know. But Bayern Munich are still linked with him. And I think Callum Hudson does want to make the move to Germany to play Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich have reportedly, offered him the number 10 shirt, as I currently said. So it looks like, he's going to be going. He could be going, Callum Hudson, as well. But Sarri still wants to keep him. Reports have been coming out today as well, about Nathan Ike. Reportedly, Chelsea are looking to activate his buyback clause of £40 million this summer. Reportedly, this Nathan Ike, and reportedly his performances have been very, very good under Eddie Howe, as we all know. But we know it will cost Chelsea up to £40 million, to get him in the summer, because that's what I think his buyback clause is. But obviously now why? He's been at Bournemouth since 2017, as they say, Nathan Ike, and reportedly Chelsea did, insert a buyback clause in current Nathan Ike's contract, as we all know. But I think potentially now Bournemouth have got him. He's been at Bournemouth since 2017. Actually Chelsea sold him, to Bournemouth for £20 million, as we all currently know. So potentially Chelsea could be paying £20 million more, than they currently sold him for, as we all currently know. But he actually began his career with, he was in the youth system with Chelsea at the age of 16, as we all know. And he didn't really establish himself, Nathan Ike, as we all know. Then he went on loan deals with Reading and Watford, and initially went on loan with Bournemouth as well. But he signed permanently for Bournemouth in 2017. But Bournemouth paid Chelsea £20 million for his services, as we all know. And his versatility is very, very good. He can play as a central defender, a defensive midfielder, and he can actually operate as a fullback. But I think he's predominantly a centre back. Is this Nathan Ike, as we all know. But reportedly Chelsea do have the buyback option of £40 million, because the buyback clause got inserted in his current contract. As we all currently know, as that I did confirm. But as I did say, the Italian press have just reported saying that Juventus have rejected the Gonzalo Higuain, and Juventus have rejected the offer from Chelsea of Morata and Gonzalo Higuain as a potential swap deal. As that's confirmed, and that's mainly all the news to potentially update you. So drop your comments, likes below on the channel. I think Solskjaer should now definitely get the job on a full-time basis. I like to know your opinions on it. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing.